All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome in. Let's just make sure. Ooh, there we go. The match has already started. Welcome. We have Toro versus the 36STORMO Virtual and SIGA101. The match is already begun, and they are all 6 present on both teams. Let's just balance out the music a little bit. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription, Dr. Feelsbads. I appreciate that very much. The first AMRAMs are already in the sky here, and welcome in Werewolf as well. Aspar firing towards Wasp. Looks like they're engaged at about 17 nautical miles. A northern group here consisting of Pit, Valmo, Duriel, and Knight, along with Wasp and Falcon in the southern group, for Stormo Virtuale and SIGA101. Meanwhile, for Toro, we have Pyrox, Aspar, Rees Carpatho, Iron Roma, Mustang 5-1, and Look Ovi. And Wasp is currently running away from an AMRAM that's getting quite close to him. Looks like he's managed to get it away clean. I have the liveries for Stormo Virtual and SIGA101, but I do not have Toro's liveries, and I know that they have them. So if anyone here is from Toro, or is a friend of Toro's, and has access to their liveries, and they could forward them to me, that would be much appreciated. Gorgeous liveries here for the Italians. Rees Capazzo now at 25,000 feet. 28 nautical miles away from the nearest enemies. Everyone's keeping their distance quite conservatively so far. Okay, Falcon fires at 44,000 feet and climbing. You hear the missile go past. And the plane. So, lots of potential behind that one. If it's going towards Pyrox, it's got 27 nautical miles to go. This missile all the way up at 61,000 feet, but going at a rate of absolute knots. This one's going to be tricky to get away from. It's got 10 nautical miles to go, but Pyrox is down in the weeds. Pyrox getting away from that high potential AIM 120. Alright, sorry everything's so impromptu here, but we are diving straight into things. Wasp fires off another 120, about 36,000 feet. If that's heading towards Lukovi, then it's got quite a distance to cover, and Lukovi's quite notched it pretty much already. The Iron Roma is at 28,000 feet here. Did you take your daily air shower? You know it. Is this missile going for Iron Roma? If it is, no, look. Oh, if it only locked onto Iron Roma, it would have so much potential here. Sadly, going at 1,000 knots at the point of that would have been merged, and Iron Roma fires back. This one fired in return towards Wasp. Passing over the top of a closer target. As we see Wasp fire So that missile instead going for Falcon, who's defensive. So good grind going on here between Wasp and Falcon, and Lukovi and Iron Roma as well, managing to keep up the pressure very well. Lukovi going to be here in time to take the pressure off his teammate. This missile sounding like it's getting close, but not close enough. That one's going to be defeated. Here comes Lukovi, only 7 nautical miles away from Wasp. Did Wasp get the snapshot on Lukovi? These two missiles are very close. Okay. This one, I feel like, is going to go for the terrain. Lukovi should be able to get away from that, and Wasp managed to defeat the one fired at him as well. Thank you, Werewolf. Appreciate that. I'll make sure I install Toro's liveries as soon as I can. Either that or you've just hacked me, but that's okay. Awesome, let's get these downloaded. Okay, more missiles in the sky. Pyrox pushing quite hard now. Falcon here with a chance if he can pick up the target. Yes, I am spectating. I'm commentating this match here as a missile comes off the wings, a close-range shot, as Pyrox fires a 120 and an aim 9. Did Wasp get caught too high here? This one's going to chase him. It's going to get close. Wasp might need to pull a little bit harder. Gets... Ooh, desync. Sorry. On the server side, that missile exploded. Wasp just centimeters away from getting away from that one. An unlucky loss there. Duriel and Iron Roma trading missiles in both directions here. Neither feeling like they're particularly high threat. Cola would make for a great SATAC map. Golly, if only some prodigious flight simulation organization was kind enough to sponsor us with copies of Kola Peninsula to play the finals on. Okay, Aspar is leading the charge here. Hello, Skelly. Pit fires an aim 120 up towards Aspar, who is diving down. This missile travelling still at 1400 knots. But whenever it gets into this kind of downward chase like this, it loses so much speed so fast. Varmo gets high enough up to fire a shot. Immediately starts defending down. Iron Roma down at 6,000 feet with a 120 coming straight for him. Okay, Rise Capazzo in the south, firing towards Falcon. Look at how hard they're defending here at the moment as well. It's got 6 nautical miles to go, and it's already slipped down to 1,400 knots. Let's just switch up the music just a touch. And go for this. Okay. Varmo takes the shot at Mustang 5-1. Mustang might have been caught a smidge too high here. Should be able to defeat this one with pure speed, but we're close. Hey there, Tech, how are you? Sorry for being a bit slow on this one. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it or not. Is it pure dogfight or are there objectives? It is to control this circle here. Whichever team is left standing, and once clearing out the opposite team from the circle, can then successfully return to base, wins the round. We've got Pyrox pushing towards night here, actually. They are 5 nautical miles. Can they not see each other? It's just about dead ahead of him. Mountains in the way. Unbelievable that they got within that distance of each other. Duriel's now only very close to Pyrox as well. Peeling up here for a little bit. Duriel's now only 6 nautical miles away from Pyrox. You could just go for a shot here. It would have the range. You can see him. Just look over here. You can see Pyrox just underneath him. In fact, I've just lost him. Has he not seen him? I think they've just flown straight past each other. No, he's still chasing him. Iron Roma really needs to... is someone going to shoot at someone here? Everyone's like within 5 nautical miles of each other at 10,000 feet. All of these missiles with huge potential. The first one coming in looks like this one's for Iron Roma, who's probably going to have to get this one into terrain. But it's got a good angle so far. Oh, gets him! That would have... Ooh, he was just on the edge of beating that one. And Duriel gets away with it, so Mustang 5-1, even with a 16,000-foot altitude advantage, did not manage to get the missile to impact. Falcon's going back down here, up very high, at high risk of being shot here by Aspar, who's only 14 nautical miles away. Pyrox is 10 nautical miles away. We are down to a 5v5 now. Looks like the Hornets are collecting themselves in the south and regaining some altitude with Rise Capazzo. Pyrox and Falcon within 6 nautical miles of each other. Pyrox should easily be able to peel up for a shot here. That missile comes off the rails. Getting away from this one's going to be a trick. All depends on if the inertial guidance messes this up. But it's got a lot of speed. Goes for the trees. Doesn't scoot back up into the terrain. Varmo pushes that mistake. Varmo and Aspar fire at each other. Varmo may well be too high up here, though, to get away with this. Slows down to 1,100 knots. Is going to be dodged just narrowly here, unless he makes the wrong moves. Aspar manages to get away with it. Varmo manages to get it into terrain. Rise Capazzo, 10 nautical mile shot towards Falcon, who is at 20,000 feet and dropping. Looks like he might have managed to get that one into the notch. No, not quite. It's still tracking well. Match so far. No effect. Duriel pushes. 7 nautical mile aim 7 Sparrow shot here. This one's for the terrain. Loses guidance. Hornet Ovi. Still with some AMRAAMs here. 2 to go. Looks like they're going for a joust here. Lukovi and Varmo, co-altitude. Well within engagement range now. He's right on him. There he goes. Those missiles have a ways to go, but the potential for some effect. In fact, the 120 looks like it might be going for Raise Capazzo. An interesting shot, but not the worst idea I've seen. Aspar, now with a chance against Falcon, fires off the missile, goes off the wings. Currently dead hot on Falcon, who's got 2 missiles coming in from 2 separate directions. Trying to evade using the terrain. Managing, unbelievably, to get away on both missiles there. .104th Raccoon, you've picked the perfect time to arrive. Unbelievable timing. Aspar here. Plenty of missiles fired. It's a 5v5 at the moment. And it is an absolute slog. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with 104th Raccoon, you should be. This is TORO versus the 36STORMO Virtuale, as Falcon fires a close-range shot at Aspar. The two F-16s in close proximity with each other. So many planes in razor-sharp proximity with each other. Raise Capazzo and Lukovi. A little bit further in the back here, Duriel is pushing. Has no AMRAAMs left, though. Nothing to make advantage of this particular difference in altitude. Happy Saturday to you, ladies and gentlemen, and 104th Raccoon, it's so good to see you. I was watching you yesterday, actually. You were keeping me company while I was cooking dinner, for which I am grateful. Okay, Duriel pushing towards Lukovi would be in a good spot for an AMRAAM shot if either of them have AMRAAMs, and Lukovi does. Lukovi fires off an AMRAAM, a relatively high off-bore sight shot towards Duriel, who's going to have to evade this one pretty intensely. Why is I Stole the Sign playing at the moment? And it looks like Duriel might have been caught out just a little bit too high up. Impact. And down he goes. Pitt is close enough to take an AIM-9 shot towards Aspar. Still tracking, but these AIM-9s, they lose speed at low altitude like it's going out of business. Varmo pushing in now. Does Varmo have any AMRAAMs left, or is he down to winders like everyone else? One Sidewinder. Mustang 5-1 fires their last 120. No, they've got two left. Varmo might be caught out here. Certainly was, as the 120 finds its mark and takes down Varmo. It's a 3v5 now, with Duriel going down as long with Varmo. Knight fires an AIM-9 at Aspar. Doesn't look like it has useful track on anything, and it was probably a bit too far for the shot to work. One AMRAAM left, possibly the last AMRAAM that the Stormo Virtuale have, along with SIGA101 on the wings of Falcon here. Raise Capazzo launching another one of the very rare 120s that are still remaining. I don't know what it is about AIM 120s, but they tend to lose track of things in amongst these trees. I don't know if the trees actually affect ground clutter at all, but finds its mark. Two left. One more 120 in flight. But it looks like this one's intended target has successfully got away from it. It looks like it's Pitt. Mustang chasing down now. He has two Sparrows and one AMRAAM. Of course, you've got to remember that these teams have to reserve enough fuel to make it back home as well. Knight is equipped with one AIM-9. Pitt is equipped with one AIM-9. Two AIM-9s and 5 targets to use them on. The missile advantage, and in fact numbers advantage and every advantage, belongs to Toro at the moment, but we have seen plenty of gun kills, at least 2 happening yesterday. So, thinking that you might be able to gun down 1 or 2 of these planes is not necessarily out of the question. But it's not easy either. To note as well, these pilots are being guided by GCIs. There is no data link. They are listening to the voices of players with lot ATC, giving them instructions. Aspar launches a 120 towards Pitt, who realizes now they're probably a little bit too high up. This one's going to be tricky to escape. You're going to have to notch it as opposed to defeat it with sheer speed. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close, actually. He needs to turn right now. And he does. And he gets away with it. Oh, come on. Oh, look. Hey, man, look, if I can call it if I can call it, right? Alright. Rock and roll type of flying here. Mustang 5-1 in a dangerous spot here because he's getting almost close enough to be engaged with an AIM-9M, as one of the F-16s is right beneath him, but it looks like he might have missed it. Oh, he's got the feeling that there is something happening here. He's getting pincered on both sides by Pitt and Knight. Doesn't know which one to go for. Pitt now right behind him. Needs to turn up and to his right to see Pitt, who's well within shooting range. Instead going for Ray's Capazzo. Not the right choice here, as they still have two AIM-9s to go. Knight and Mustang are now fully merged, but not seeing each other. Unbelievable what's going on here. An AIM-9 going towards Pitt, but it's a tail shot, and it's got too far to go. It's not going to have the speed. It doesn't even need countermeasures, but Rays eats an AIM-9M from Knight, the last one on his wings. Can Mustang get him back for it? He's now down in the weeds, trying to chase down wherever this damn F-16 is. Aspar catches up with Pitt, fires an AIM-9 at him, quite close. This one will probably connect. Down goes Pitt, meaning that Knight, with only the gun, is the last one standing and has run out of fuel. A climactic end to this particular match, as Knight is now on EPU and Mustang fires an AIM-7. It's going to be the coup de grace with a Sparrow. And that's all she wrote. TORO RTB. Alright, what a match. That was actually shit your pants good. I cannot believe what we had going on there. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at the TAC view, and while that happens, I'm going to install Toro's liveries. So you'll excuse me if I don't get dynamic with the camera for a second. They knew their ranges, though. Who was the first to go? It was... This fight lasted ages. Pitt, I think it was Knight that went down first. Or at least we didn't see what happened tonight. No, was Knight the last one left? This fight went on forever. Yeah, Knight was one of the last ones. Mustang 5-1 here in a... just getting ankle snapped over and over and over again. Not their own fault, because getting the positioning right can just be an arse sometimes. What am I listening to? You know what? I'm kind of vibing with it. It's that kind of day. Okay. That should have successfully installed everything. Okay, let's track back into the TAC view here and see what happened to each of the members of Stormo. So, Wasp. Wasp got cleaned up by Pyrox in a tail shot at 6.5 nautical miles. In fact, the range was, yeah, 6 at point of launch. Yeah, 6.5. Wasp just not managing to defeat that one kinetically by the thinnest of margins as well. This deprives Falcon of his wingman as well, which does affect the strategies that you can employ. Sounds like the Futurama theme. Man, I accidentally played the Futurama. Shall we just play the Futurama theme? Let's do that. Because I don't know what's going on with this. Alright, here we go. Finally, some good music. Falcon met their fate. to an AIM-120 fired by rays. That missile fired from 6.5 nautical miles seems to be the magic number these days to manage to get a shot that has good effect. Okay, fingers crossed that this has made their liveries look more gooder. Hell yeah. Okay, but let's keep going through the TAC view before we have a look at the landings. So, Falcon splashed shortly before Night and Pit. Varmo here. Still quote Zap Brannigan. What's the name of that disease that they said I have, Kiff?
Sexlexia.
That's right. Love Zap Brannigan. Varmo here, getting splashed by Mustang 5-1, about 4 nautical miles. Also, hello, John Bull, how are you? Duriel as well, we didn't quite see here, but just looks like a head-on shot at 20,000 feet from Lukovi. Lukovi fires at 8 nautical miles, and that's going to arrive before Duriel gets down far enough and deal with them. All in all, there's not too much commentary to make on it, necessarily. It was just a really good fight. They really actually did a kind of sick job at fighting there. Both teams as well. I mean, look at how battle damaged Toro is coming back, you know. Not damaged as in, like, their planes have damage, but, like, they've got no missiles. They're flying economically because they're all pretty shit on fuel. You know, look, this guy's at 71 RPM at 18,000 feet, going 212 knots in an F-16. He's definitely not doing it because he's got no loads of fuel, I can tell you that much. Pyrox seems to be doing okay, though. No, even Pyrox. No, 1 missile left. Not much fuel, idling at 67 RPM. Ah. Golly. All right. So it looks like Lukovi is going to be leading the return to base. And it sounds like his engine has just quit on him, actually. Oh, God. This match has everything. I don't think he makes it either. I think it's going to be close. So Lukovi's not actually going to make it to the field unless he's lucky. Let's see, 7,000 feet, and how far has he got to go? 5 nautical miles. I mean, it might be possible. I don't know, put a 1 in chat if you think he makes it, put a 2 if you think he don't. If you think he doesn't. That'll be the poll for this one. He is as low drag as he could be. He's got his flaps all the way out. At 125 knots, he's on the very edge of stall speed. I don't think I would have put my flaps out. I thought, I don't know, don't flaps cause more drag? Wouldn't they shorten your glide? If no one makes it to the field, it's a push, it's a draw, yeah. I don't think this is engine off for dominance. I think this is engine off for fuelness. Let's see, how is he looking from the ground? If he raises flaps, maybe? Yeah, he shouldn't have his flaps out. Oh, flaps are forced to full when the engine goes out? Oh, there you go, Pyro. Also, excellent performance yesterday, Pyro. Well done, well done. Kind of looks like Batman with his cape, doesn't he? With this livery. No, it's going to be heartbreakingly close. But no, he can't make it. That's 104th Pyro of the victorious 104th from yesterday's semi-final. Oh dear. The wheels go out. But it's all trees. No, yeah, there it goes. Excellent attempt. Pyrox. Also with no... Oh, Pyrox's engine is out too. He's off. He's on backup power. Oh, you watched the whole thing? Yeah, I had a great time doing it. It was a fun match. Thank you for saying that. So Pyrox is out of fuel. What about Mustang? Mustang is out of fuel. What about Aspar? Aspar is out of fuel. They are all out of fuel. Every single one of them is completely out of fuel. Pyrox is 6.5 nautical miles away at 7.2 thousand feet. Hey Kitsugi, how are you? I think Pyrox is the only one with a chance of making it. So it all rests on him, and he's got no fuel. I think he put the gear down too early. I think you're right. I think he might make it. But he has to not whiff the landing. Oh. Unbelievable. Butter. With no fuel. Whoa. That is absolutely wild. Unbelievable. Well. Well. Looks like Aspar is the last one, and he's not going to make it. But that secures it, the round for Toro. Wow. Oh gosh. With one aim 9 and no fuel, that is home safe. All right. Well. Aspar's just about to touch down. Thank you, Euconics. And potentially a wise decision to hop out here. And in the absence of a pilot, 07's in chat for the Toros what didn't make it. Ah, boom. Right, let's restart the server and get ready for the next round. Give me just a second here. There we go. Alright guys, well, thank you very much for the raid, 104th Raccoon. If you're from 104th Raccoon's raid, then hello, I'm a little cartoon aeroplane, isn't that weird? Feel free to hit the follow button down below. You can join my Discord and the Discords of the members of the 51st PVO, the organisers of SATAC. A good place to keep yourself in the loop for all of the things that are happening. Now, we have a few words to hear from our sponsors while we restart the server and get ready for round 2. So, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Master Arm while we do a be right back and get ourselves ready for the next round. Perfect time to stand up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, and get ready for the next one.
Running a dedicated DCS server can be complex, time-consuming, and expensive. And after all that effort, you still might not get the smooth, seamless experience you're looking for. That's why virtual pilots and virtual squadrons choose Master Arm as a ready for immediate use solution and for peak efficiency. With low latency, high stability, and uncompromising performance, Master Arm ensures that every maneuver, every decision, and every shot counts. Stay mission ready. Fly with confidence. Master Arm has your 6. Get your server at www.masterarm.de.
Welcome back, everyone. How you going? Hope you're doing well. So, we're into round 2 of Toro versus Stormo Virtuale and their friends in SIGA101. Let's run a poll here just to get the temperature of the audience. Alright. Who's going to win round 2? We'll let that one run for 10 minutes. You can vote on your screens now. So, for Toro Squadron, we have Parker, Mustang 5-1, Lukovi, Rees Capazzo, Aspar, Pyrox, and Iron Roma. They're on the blue side for this round. On the red team, we have Falcon, Wasp, Knight, Varmo, Pitt, and Duriel. Uh-oh, someone's got too many AMRAMs. Who is it? Who done it? That's too many. Hey, Webplane2, how are you? Of course, within the rules of SATAC, you're only allowed to bring... How many missiles, chat? 4 many missiles. That is of the Fox 3 variety. Though you are allowed to bring as many Fox 2s and Fox 1s as you might like. They've definitely got the right camouflage for this this battle today. They're looking absolutely gorgeous. Oops, all AMRAMs. That's okay. Sometimes you select a preset loadout and you forget about it. That's why I tell them. Oh, he jettisoned his tanks. Duriel and Pitt are moving on up. Meanwhile, Toro is going along. .36 is going to win. They are good pilots. They nearly won the last round. In fact, this match has great potential because both of these teams, in my opinion, are quite nicely matched in terms of not even ability, more like a fighting style. They're all really good fighter pilots, so you know, they're going to get up and close. Looks like the poll is even Stevens at the moment, so... Looks like we don't have a clear favourite between Toro and Stormo. You love Toro's livery? Lots of people do. They've got some of the most popular of all of them. Though, I must admit that this one here is one of my favourites as well. I love the incorporation of the Italian flag. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, looks like Toro is getting the taxi going. Here comes Toro Squadron. Taxiing at a fairly decent speed here. Hello Mogas, how you going? Congratulations on the excellent battle yesterday. It was a pleasure to watch you guys. And man, that loadout is horrific. Why not just bring 3 fuel tanks? I don't know. But yeah, 104th, after your debrief, how'd you feel about it? It was a good one, wasn't it? Feel like there was a little bit of luck involved as well. Not luck. Luck implies that you didn't have a hand to play in it, but you definitely got some great opportunities. Were there any standout moments in your eyes in the review? All those planes are missing a hats. True. Sunny outside today. You might get a sunburn. Does look like I might be missing Ray's Capazzo's livery. So hopefully I haven't messed anything up there. Sergeant Steele, thank you for the follow a little while ago as well. Thank you. It's classified? Ah, I see. Yeah. Come on, guys, you can tell me. Whoa. I forgot that you could do this. Hello, Hex. How are you? Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. How are you going today, Hex? Where's the launch button? I have to build the launch button and press it. PTF had excellent fire discipline, absolute nerves of steel, was a real struggle to get them to shoot. It did look that way. It's interesting to see how people almost aren't shooting at the start, like in the initial point at which you get in launch range, like that 50 to 40 nautical mile range. People tend to take long-range shots, at least to start off the match then. But people take those long-range shots to be such a given that they don't do them anymore. They just defend against them. And it just becomes a game of cat and mouse. Close to within 9 miles of one of those openers and still couldn't get my guy to shoot at me and you just had to back off. I know, right? Okay. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Alright, and they're off. The F-16s powering down the runway for Toro Squadron, and the F-18s in hot pursuit. Yeah, no, Pyro, I couldn't believe how close everyone was getting. And we have Wasp and Falcon shooting down the runway here. Looks like Toro are the favourites, but only narrowly. I wonder what it is, though, you know? Because it feels like SATAC is getting closer than ever this year. And I'm wondering if that's because everyone's gotten really good at notching now, or because the AMRAM logic is busted, which is something that is so obvious to point out that it's almost trite. 104 viewers, let's go. There was a disconnect. Yeah, Toro had a backup player in case one of their players disconnected. And seeing as they've taken off now, if someone disconnects, they're dead. So, no need to have the backup anymore. Those are some impressive vortex visuals. No, thank you for sharing your community with mine. And I mean that sincerely, Raccoon. Because, between all of you guys in the 104th, you all, you attract, good-natured and interested people. So it's very nice to consider myself a suitable place for them to go. I don't know, I may be looking into it too much. Alrighty, so... one long battle line for 36. Falcon, Wasp, Knight, Varmo, Pit, and then Duriel. The Hornets at the back. Would those flying experience being beat at? Probably, yeah. See you, Webplane 2. We have Aspar and Pyrox leading the way. Double F-16s for Toro. Meanwhile, it looks like Lukovi and Mustang are being joined by Parker, so all of the F-18s are going to be in relatively close proximity here. Can someone, like, explain to me the fuel situation for Lukovi? This strikes me as abhorrent and incorrect. But, you know, maybe is there right madness here? He's also brought no sparrows, so there must be something about the drag that makes this worth doing. Which is interesting, you know. I have no doubt that they probably know better than me. Okay, looks like Aspar and Pyrox are just about to enter the circle. Meanwhile, Falcon is maintaining their line. Straight column, straight towards the circle. Not wasting too much fuel here. Happy to just be in mill power. Hello, Olds. Welcome in. Hey, Riston. How are you? Fuel? Yes. I'll have half fuel, please. Unlike the 16, the 18 doesn't blow off the whole pylon. I find it crazy that the 16 really, like the pylon pops off and it doesn't leave any residue, you know? There's not even, like, bolts sticking out, if that makes sense. Makes me wonder, if you press the emergency stores jettison button in real life, does it jettison the pylon with the fuel? Is the pylon part of the fuel tank? I guess that makes more sense. Still, to have the pumping equipment be able to be quick disconnected like that is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I would like to imagine that Lukovi is sitting at his desk right now, and his joystick is, like, at a 45-degree angle to, like, the right to stop the plane from going around. Pretty sure it shouldn't. Okay. It's just interesting that, that they would have designed it in such a way that it has two separate points of contact, you know, points of what am I, disconnection, yeah. Okay, Aspar and Pyrox. Currently about 75 nautical miles away. Looks like Falcon's just gently heading down to the south. The Hornet FCS makes it really easy to trim out. You wouldn't even notice it. They safety wire the tank's pin in. Is that true, Davey? Dave GT, rather. It would be interesting to do a guns-only battle. I'll tell you what, Farm. There were two teams that were good friends, and we decided to do a guns-only battle, which coincidentally is the only time I've ever seen a team bring a Mirage 2000 in SATAC. And you know what happened? It was on this map too. They got to this part of the map, and then they just formed one enormous circle that went red, blue, 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 with everyone just following everyone else in one enormous conga line, and then they all ran out of ammo without shooting each other down. Which admittedly was really fun to watch. But you can go through the gun ammo in an F-16 in, like, what is it, like, I think it only has like 2 seconds of gun time, 3 maybe? Looks like Aspar and Pyrox are separating out to separate altitudes. And Falcon is 50 nautical miles away. Not even afterburning yet. Also, I am only 13 followers on Twitter away from being at 5,000. Now, you might think to yourself, Airshow, you worry about Twitter? Twitter's fallen off. Twitter's bad now. You shouldn't use Twitter. And to that I say, yeah, but I'm only 13 followers away from 5k. And, like, can you imagine, like, the extremely brief endorphin rush that I'd get from hitting 5k on Twitter? Be huge. That's what you saw with your own eyes. Not sure. Give you a back shot. Good old friends. Yeah. Yeah, no, Toro's fantastic. I love casting Toro matches. They always put in a lot of effort, you know? It's obvious that they're really trying, and they're doing a great job of it too. That last round, the fact that they won, like, how they're just performers, you know? still have access to Twitter? Yeah, I mean, my following feed is like, you know how Japanese hentai artists, and you're gonna have to forgive me on this tangent here, you know how Japanese hentai artists will, like, tweet pictures of only two things? It'll be their art, and it will be pictures of, like, some food that they're having. And the problem is now I have, like, 1,000 Japanese artists who now I can't see any of the art that they do, so my entire Twitter feed is just Japanese food. And that's it. And Japanese. Being like, the train sure took a long time today. You can at me every time you see a plane on Twitter. If you see a cool plane on Twitter, you can at me. Okay, looks like Falcon is 18 nautical miles away from Pyrox. Looks like the 36 have run quite conservatively so far. The missile fight at Watt is, yeah, in fact, that was a really funny thing to say. I have to write that down. Mine too? Yeah, I'm in the UK, bro. Is there a tournament page where you can see the upcoming matches? Yes, in the Discord for the 51st PVO. Right here. Did you see that Germany and some other EU states are affected too? I did, and I was amazed. Is that on all websites? Like, are you guys getting done in by, like, you know, N-hentai and stuff like that? Feels good not being part of the EU for once? Or is it only Twitter X? I know Whiskey was going feral on it. Anyway, let's focus on the fight. The thing is that everyone's keeping their distance. Aspar's down at 4,000 feet. And Falcon's only 8 nautical miles away, but they're really just down in the dirt at the moment. Still close enough to be visual. You can see him just over the cockpit there. No, just Twitter and not even all of EU. That just feels vindictive. Whiskey going off yesterday was hilarious and tragic at the same time. Can you give me the footnotes of it? Look Ovi down here. He's actually kind of hiding in the valleys here, so he's going to be disappearing on and off from AWACS. But Wasp looks like they're making a push here now. Still get censorship on Twitter and VPNs don't fix it. How can a VPN not fix it, though? Falcon's chasing Aspar is 7 nautical miles away. Climbing up. Censorship on what? Oh, we were just talking about X / Twitter and the fact that a new British law has made it so that adult content needs age verification now, and Twitter has, as a result, blocked adult content throughout, like, most of Europe. Okay, Falcon manages to get away from it. Looks like it was aimed for Wasp. Wasp is cold and at 4,000 feet. Aspar turning in now towards Falcon. He's got a chance here. He is really within visual range, like just over his right shoulder here, but he's turning cold instead of attacking. Falcon's already shot at him. This one's going to be tricky to get away from. It is within range. But it goes straight for the terrain. Aspar brings it right down into the dirt. Rise, Capazzo, and Falcon merging practically with each other. Falcon fires. Amram at close range. Rise looks like they're caught out here. Defending as hard as they can, but it's not good enough. Rise goes down, shot down by Falcon. The first loss of this round for TORO. Mustang 5-1 fires name 120 at Falcon at about 6 nautical miles. Falcon at about 6,000 feet, and with not much terrain to work with to hide here. And he gets away from it. Mustang now in a fairly commanding position here. 7 nautical miles from Falcon, and 10 from Wasp and Varmo. Pyrox and Parker swapping places here, but Duriel and Pitt with a definite altitude advantage here. Duriel launches a 120, looks like this shot's at about 8 nautical miles down towards Pyrox at lower altitude. That one's going to have to go active, though, as Duriel's turned away from it. Pyrox, instead of notching, is turning cold. We'll have to see whether or not that's the right call. Fortunately, this one's for the trees. Oh, that sounds like whiskey, that's for sure. Falcon and Parker looking straight down at each other. Parker gets the shot off. Is there one coming in return, though? Doesn't look like it. It connects. TORO gets a kill. It's 5 versus 5 again. However, Aspar goes down here, but I can't see what did it. There were no weapons in the sky. I think he might have just hit a power line. I think we had an unfortunate terrain incident here. Because there were no weapons in the sky. That's a tragic loss to happen at this time. An AIM-120 going out. Doesn't look like it's for Mustang. Lukovi, Pyrox, Parker, and Mustang are the only 4 remaining. It's a 5v4 at the moment. Okay, Pyrox pushes for an attack here. Launches his last AMRAM. Looks like it's going out towards Wasp. Would be an excellent kill to get here for TORO, evening out the numbers a little bit. Wasp is bringing this one down really hard, though. And it's right going to mash into the terrain right here. Sorry about talking about politics, guys. I didn't mean to do it. Let's stop talking about it now, because SATAC is a apolitical organisation, and getting into these sorts of discussions isn't productive or relevant to the match at hand. So instead we're going to talk about DCS AMRAM guidance, and my theory that AMRAM logic is not as has made them much worse over the years. Pyrox is pushing for an attack. Pyrox is only down to AIM-9Ms, but he's right on him. How far away is he? He's getting close, but it looks like Wasp has come in to help here. This one's going straight for Pyrox, who's a little bit high here. A chance to notch, though. He's got the space for it. Doesn't look like it, though, and it catches up. Pyrox goes down. So, it's a 3v5. This 120 heading towards this group here. Just going to skim the treetops here. That'll be a minute for you, Crop Demon. And the same for anyone. 120's traded in both directions by Parker. Parker may be in the notch zone for this. No, doesn't look like it. Parker gets splashed here, meaning that Mustang's the last one left. Mustang's got one AMRAAM coming in, but he's going to get this one into the terrain. Yeah, LD10s, they're not what they used to be, but Mustang 5-1 went down. That may be another loss to terrain. We'll have to keep a look on that one. Look over here now. The last one left. One AMRAAM left and two Sidewinders. Goes cold, fires his last aim 120. Looks like it's going towards Knight and Varmo, but it's straight into the terrain. So Lukovi's only got the winders left. LD10's got moved to harm code, so their INS guidance is non-existent now. Oh. There are a lot of very angry Italians coming. And there he goes. Lukovi's journey is coming to an end. Let's just make sure everyone's down. Okay. And that's all she wrote. Let's have a look at the TAC view and see what we missed. One second here. Make sure you guys don't have to listen to engine noises for hours. So, what are we looking at? Pyrox with the early shot here. Where are both teams from? So Toro is from... Let me make sure I get this correct. I have the sheet in front of me. 1 second. Lost my sheet of paper that has all of this written down on it. Am I blind? Yes. So Toro is from Spain, and Stormo is from Italy. And I believe SIGA101 is also Italian, but I'm not sure. Alright, let's go through the deaths as they happened. The first one to go was Rise. So Rise got caught out here. Who was the shooter? Looks like it might have been Falcon. And Rise is just at 20,000 feet here, and traveling very fast, but just gets right up against Falcon here, who fires the 120 at 3 nautical miles. In fact, he almost could have gotten away with it in terms of how many Gs it could have pulled if he hadn't turned too far, but he definitely just got caught out of position there. We're talking about LD10s, not SD10s. So, Aspar here, we saw disappear off the scope. Let's see what happened from his perspective. So he pulls hard down. What did his Gs peak at there? 6 Gs, 7 Gs, 8 Gs, 9 Gs, 9.6... 5... Okay, so I think he just slipped a little bit too close to the terrain there. Probably had 10,000 things going on his radar warning receiver. So certainly... Whoop. There we go. Yeah. Going at 780 knots as well. Okay, what else? So, Aspar. Then Pyrox here gets caught out of position here. Shot at by Wasp at 5 nautical miles. Pyrox at 5,000 feet here. Trying to fire off these A9s and get within range of Varmo, but no luck. So Pyrox goes down. Parker loses a BVR shot here against Duriel. In fact, Duriel managing to get away from that. How much earlier did he shoot? Okay, they shot at almost the same time. But impressive that Duriel managed to get it into the terrain here, because it was still traveling at Mach 2. Would have been definitely deadly. Then we had Mustang, who we saw disappear off scope. This song is Do You Want to Taste It by Wigwam, as used in the Peacemaker intro. And then, so 7Gs, 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 7Gs. And he's just going too fast. You're not going to be able to pull hard enough at Mach 1 here to get out of this. He's a little too low and just finds the trees. In these kinds of situations where you're pushing it as hard as you can, it's not easy to know when you can pull up and down. And Varmo manages to get the kill against Lukovic with a 5 nautical mile AMRAAM shot from the rear. So, a couple of souvenirs being thrown into the crowd here by the Stormo Virtual. That actually startled me a bit. And it looks like everyone's going at fairly decent speed here, so I don't think anyone's out of fuel, except maybe Pitt, who is, no, he's cruising. Got his burners on. He's got a long way to go. You saw Wigwam at a local concert before they got famous on the national level here? Nice. They have that kind of music that I bet is really fun to listen to in a crowd. Everyone jumping up and down and chanting and all that sort of thing. Alright. Welcome to the landing phase of operations. Missile intercepted another missile. I used the missile to kill the missile. This must be some kind of experimental Italian F-16 flowy downy move. I don't know. I just don't feel like I associate the Italians as being boisterous and performative. He's off over the threshold. Looks like he's going to put it right down on the skid marks here. A little bit long, but it's a long runway. And down. There's not much left to mess up here, so I would say that that is safe. You reckon we're going to get an overhead brake here? Or a formation landing? Brings the score to 1-1. I couldn't find a good camera angle. Formation landing indeed. Let's hope he doesn't get caught in the wake turbulence, because that has killed people. Alright, that looks like Duriel and Varmo home and safe. Next up is Wasp. I love these F-16 liveries. Oh, lost a little bit at the end there, but that's alright. This plane just doesn't want to get itself down on the ground. Safe. And Pitt, last but not least, coming in. I agree with you completely, Diesel Husky. I'm excited to see what happens in the next round. And Pitt makes it down and safe. Alright, no time to waste. We've got another round to prepare for, guys. So, if you could stand up, stretch your legs, get yourself a drink. Otherwise, there will be ads while we get everything ready for the next round. So, please take good care of yourselves and each other. Don't forget that the information for my Discord and for the Discords of the 51st PVO are available in the chat as well. So we'll trigger the mission restart, we'll set the round timer up one, and we'll run some ads. We'll be back shortly, guys. Don't miss me too much. Welcome back, everyone. How are you going? I was just thinking about what I should have for dinner, and I realised that I have some, still have some Cumberland sausages in the fridge. Now, here's an interesting thing. If I'm cooking sausages, I always think to myself, like, because I'm Australian, I basically want to simulate grilling them, like on a barbecue, so I use a saucepan. But people in the UK, they tend to bake sausages, which is interesting. Certainly not what I'm used to. And they do come out a certain way. I love it when Toro's on this side as well, because on this particular map, the sun catches their livery really well. I wish I had a better computer so I could stream this in better definition. So it looks like it's a triplicate of F-18s with F-16s. Meanwhile, their opponents are F-16s all the way down. So they're doing away with even any of their F-18s. Can someone banter with me, please? I need banter. Someone throw something out there that's non-political. Speaking of VTubers, I see Snuffy had another debut. I don't know why. This will mean nothing to you if you guys don't watch VTubers, but Snuffy has, like... I don't know. Why is every model she gets better than the last one? Oh, that's a good question, Diesel Husky. So this poll is not going to be for who you think is going to win. This poll is going to be, which livery do you prefer? You do want to try DCS competitive? There are plenty of teams that are looking for people. And to be perfectly honest, you could join in with just 6 friends. You could make a team. Which team has better liveries? There we go. What's my favorite ramen? Probably Shin Ramyun with like a poached egg in it and some like some pak choy. Your exhaust is so stinky that the F4E looks like it has a clean burn. Bro, what are you talking about? I burn clean. But yes, I'm a Shin Ramyun man. In fact, that might be what I have for dinner tonight. We'll see. Armaments check. Everyone's got 4 AMRAAMs. Tiger, tiger, tiger. We'll give them a little bit of a beauty pass. Can you show the SIGA101's camo? Absolutely. I like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite one in the match, personally. Meanwhile, the Toros, let's go see if they started moving. Hopefully. Yes, they have. Excellent. Lukovi leads the way. But also, this bull that they have on the back here, so good. Such a cool design choice. Both teams do have good-looking paint, don't they? I agree with you completely, Raccoon. No tanks. Dave GT, they'll put the tanks on once they're lined up. So, for some people for whom fuel is a concern, and considering how they won the first round, I think fuel is definitely a concern for Toro at the moment. People wait until the last second to put their fuel tanks on, and they do it to ensure that they haven't drained any fuel out of their tanks. Because you can refuel the internal fuel tank, but to refuel the external fuel tanks, you have to take them off and put them on again. Also, it's the end of Peep Show. How crazy is that? You're like, what song is this? And then we get up to here. Classic. Okay, looks like this is their backup. Cool. Okay, Toro is ready. Both teams ready. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Alright, let's turn this down a little bit. Alright, they're getting moving. 36, Stormo Virtual, and SIGA101 are heading down the runway. Leading the way, we have Falcon, then Wasp, then Knight. Still to move are Varmo, Merlin, Pit, Varmo, Pit, and Merlin. You see, this is how fuel conscious they are. They're not even afterburning on takeoff. Just mill power. Okay, wait a... Never mind. Forget I said anything. Little bit of wake turbulence. You're so proud of Airshow when he doesn't make a typing mistake. The fact that you've pointed that out to Evil Husky has made me so self-conscious. It's the go, go, go that gets me every time. And there go the F-18s. because the thing is that I could easily make like a keyboard macro that does the countdown for me. But that would take like 15 seconds worth of effort, and it really doesn't matter, because if the seconds of the startup are like incremental in your strategy, then your strategy isn't very good. Words are hard? Yeah. I still don't understand how anyone can speak more than one language. I can barely remember like half the English words that there are. But my brain is like 25% English language, 50% like imaginary arguments that I have with people that I win later in the shower, and like 25% DCS startup procedures for different aircraft. Okay, so a clean formation for Toro. They're sticking close to each other. 36 are sticking to their plan like they did last time. They're just proceeding in a pretty straight up line towards the zone. But these F-16s are getting right in amongst their F-18s as well. %, like. What ECS aircraft can you fly? Are you calling me a millennial? Well, I guess so. What aircraft do you fly? I fly almost everything. The only jet I don't know how to fly... the only jets that I don't know how to fly are the MiG-15 and the MiG-15 and the Mirage 2000. The helicopter that I don't have is the Gazelle and the Chinook. But I have all the rest. And yeah. I don't have the P-47 or the P-51 or the Spitfire. But I do have the rest of the World War II aircraft. So I can fly almost every aircraft in DCS. And I don't own the Christensen Eagle. Or any of the trainers. Looks like we're even Stevens on the livery preferences, which is not surprising because they're all great. Okay, both teams have entered the circle now. Toro staying in close formation, and 36 seeming relatively happy to stay in loose form. And they're just heading straight for each other right now. You can't fly Le Dorito? Okay, I like the fact that that's the same thing. People are never like, wow, that's cool that you can fly almost everything in DCS. The reaction's always the same. It's like, why don't you own the Mirage 2000? Look, I ran a community poll, and I told my community, these are the aircraft that I don't own. Which one should I buy and learn? The first time I did that poll, the MiG-19 one, and I learned how to fly that. Now it's one of my favorites. The second time I ran that poll, the Mirage 2000 won, but the Mirage F1 had only just come out. And I asked people, I was like, could I get the Mirage F1 instead of the Mirage 2000? And is that like, will we consider to vote for filled? And they're like, yeah, no, that's fine. And then they've given me shit for not getting the Mirage 2000 for like 3 years since then. And now you can't buy it. It's gone. I just spat everywhere. Toro Squadron is cutting a mean-looking line through the air. But I should learn how to fly it. I've never heard a bad thing said about it either. Everyone who flies it is... Because there's got to be something. Whenever you see a Mirage 2000 in, like, a multiplayer server, I feel like people make a statement with that plane. They, like... When they're flying one, they're like, yeah, I'm better than everyone else. You know? But what are you going to do with 4 missiles, you know? Okay, current separation between the teams looks like it's about 58 nautical miles. Falcon is breaking north alone. Wasp is breaking south. So they're separating out in either direction at the moment. We have Merlin from the 36 joining in now, taking the place of... I'll have to double check. And I just have to check my TAC view connection. Perfect, we've got everything. All right. So it might have been a little bit of a premature break for Wasp and Falcon here. But better to be enthusiastic on the defense. Looks like Pyrox might be climbing up for a shot. You love flying it in your shit? Oh, look. I respect anyone who goes to the Fox ones. I love Fox ones. They're my favorite era to fly. Okay, Pyrox is climbing up. Looks like Falcon and Wasp are starting to push themselves a little bit further north. All the volume's okay, guys? You can hear everything. You can hear me. The music's not too loud. Let me know. Wasp coming in here. Still not afterburning. They're being conservative with their fuel. I think there is a subconscious understanding that these fights are going to last ages, so they're reluctant to burn fuel they haven't got, but Pyrox here is pushing hard. He's now dipping down a little bit, though, from 35,000 feet. So it doesn't look like there'll be an initial shot from Pyrox just yet. Aspar, you see, this is going to make things difficult for the GCI, because the GCI is going to have to keep the northern group updated with Falcon and Wasp, and the southern group updated with Knight and Pitt. So they will rely on their independent thought, but at the same time they will have fighter-to-fighter data link as well. So long as they keep some track of these targets, they should be able to share the information amongst themselves and keep everyone in the loop. No, I agree with you completely, dear Xena. You know, it's personal. It's 1v1. Still no missiles in the air. Falcon and Pyrox getting within 16 and 17 nautical miles of each other, but no one willing to take the first shot. Pitt, Varmo, Knight, and Aspar within 20 nautical miles. well within long-range distance firing, but they're going defensive instead. No one's willing to take the first shot. And look over you, and the F-18 is just cruising along at 22,000. Who is going to be the first to make a play? It looks like Pyrox might be progressing towards Falcon. They're only about 12 nautical miles away. Falcon starts pushing in here, 12 nautical miles from Pyrox, who's going to be obscured by terrain. But there is an opportunity here for Falcon here. But Pyrox justifiably turns cold there. 12 nautical miles away. Not susceptible to a fast rear aspect shot. Parker's at 25,000 feet, chasing off the three members of 36 that are at 16,000 and below. Varmo and Pitt at 6,000 feet, so basically treetop, with a little bit of room to maneuver. No F-15s, that's true. You wonder what a competitive helicopter battle would look like? I don't know. I've always thought what would be the best aircraft to bring. It would be a toss-up for me between the Mi-24 and the KR-50, I think. I think the Apache wouldn't be good for helicopter-on-helicopter action. Okay, Falcon and Pyrox. Falcon fires the first AMRAAM of the match. Right as Pyrox turns hot here. Pyrox fires one in return. There's a bit of a gap in the terrain here. You can see Pyrox just over the tip of the missile. It's getting close. Pyrox is fully cold towards it now, though. Pyrox's missile has been defeated by terrain, so it doesn't look like any effect's going to happen here. This missile dropping below 700 knots is going to be going too slow to impact Pyrox. And my apologies, someone's just knocking at my door. Let me just check this. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Looks like we've had our first casualty. Aspar managing to take out Falcon. But my apologies for that. It was an interesting time for the postman to arrive. He said, "Hello, I've got a massive package here. Can you sign for it?" And I said, "Don't worry, mate. I've already got one." And I shut the door. Looks like Varmo's with a relatively off-bore sight shot. Is it going towards Iron Roma is the question? It's going to have to do a lot of turning to get away with that, and it's going quite slow already. Though, you still can't ignore missiles like that. Traveling at 800 knots, 700 knots. 700 is too slow. That one's for the terrain. Another relatively high off-bore sight shot for Knight. Looks like it's heading for Pyrox, which is an interesting one. Varmo and Aspar fire at each other as well. Both of these missiles with a bit of potential. This one in particular. Still traveling at 1,100. Lots of potential off for this shot. It's going to be close. Oh, it was almost done for. Another great kill for Toro, managing to take out another member of the SIGA101. Which means that they're at a 4-man disadvantage now here. Pyrox is pushing towards the pit and south. plenty of terrain to use still here. Knight is peeling down here, might have a chance to cover off Pyrox, but it looks like there has been a distinct decision within Toro to tighten up their group, and as a result, it's worked out really well for them. They've covered each other really well, and so far they've managed to catch out Stormo quite a few times. Ho Parker here now has 2 AMRAAMs to contend with, and is still full of missiles. This would be a bad loss for Toro to lose a fully equipped F-18, but he's out of luck. Both missiles meet their mark. That's a huge kill for the 36STORMO Virtuale, but at the same time, they may be losing one of their teammates up here. Looks like the missile has dipped down too low, though, and is going to miss him in terrain. So no bingo for that one. Into the trees. Knight manages to get away. Pitt here, in with a chance. Turning left, but he does have a target just over his left shoulder. Iron Roma, instead of engaging here, deciding to turn cold. Understandable choice. Still chock full of weapons, though. Mustang 5-1 and Lukovi are about 7 to 10 nautical miles away from Wasp and Merlin. The only problem being, actually, Wasp might be making a big mistake here. Turns into the sights of Mustang to shoot at Iron Roma from a rear aspect shot. That missile comes off the wings towards Wasp. That's going to be difficult to get away from. Wasp needs to notch this, but it's going too fast. And Wasp gets taken out by Mustang for a 120 that had a very low probability of kill. Mustang manages to defeat the missile fired in response from Merlin by taking it down into terrain. Lukovi now in between Pitt and Merlin. Looks like he's pushing towards Merlin now, both at 6,000 feet and 6 nautical miles away from each other, well within visual range. Fires off a missile against the F-16, which is defending hard. Merlin's turning hard against this, but it's too close to be defended just by turning away. And it catches up. Impact! Down goes Merlin. 2 left. 1 left. The Pitt just goes down. Question is to what? I didn't even see what happened there. Pyrox splashed him, meaning that Knight is the last one left. Down in the valleys here, though. Toro going to have to be conscious of fuel while chasing down Knight here. Knight themselves, still equipped with 3 AMRAAMs and a Sidewinder. No fuel. Looks like Aspar has already self-declared that they are not doing great in terms of fuel and are making their way back home. Burning up to altitude. Meanwhile, Knight is running away, being chased by Mustang, leading the charge. Yeah, there are Charlie and Echo model F-15s that are available for use. Lots of teams do decide to bring them. In fact, it's a bit of an oddity that we don't have any F-15Cs, particularly in this phase of the competition. Yesterday, there were a handful that were used by the 104th and PTF. How has your weekend been, though, Chad? I hope you've had a good time. What have you been up to? Has it been beautiful and summery? We've got a missile off the wings. Does this have the range to meet the last remaining member of the 36, chasing down Knight here at 8,000 feet? No dice. It impacts. And they successfully take out Knight. Anyone still flying? Okay. Toro RTB. There we go. Excellent. So it looks like Toro has successfully managed to cinch the third round. And if everything stays as is, then it's looking like it's going to be a 2-1 in favor of Toro. Let's have a little bit of a look at the TAC view so we can see anything that we might have missed. Just one moment. Here we go. So Falcon went off quite far in the north here. Ended up getting into the tangle with Pyrox here. Some good, decent probability of kill shots here, but eventually getting caught at 12 nautical miles by Aspar in an F-16. Unlucky that that one maintained track here. It looked like he had a fairly good notch going on, but it did get a little bit close here. Yeah, he pulled it into the notch, but it didn't go for it. Fair enough. I believe it was Varmo next. Yes, Varmo managing to get taken out of position here by Mustang 5-1 in an F-18. 12 nautical miles shot from 31,000 feet down to 13,000 feet. Oh, it was actually Aspar's shot. Aspar's been absolutely slaying them. How cool is this, by the way? I find it really interesting that this happened. Here we go. So we had Aspar and Varmo firing at almost exactly the same time. Aspar fired and turned defensive first, and we've got 1,000, 2, like within the same second, and yet Varmo is the one that gets hit, and Aspar is the one that gets away, which is interesting. It speaks to the difference in defensive strategies. I think Pitt was where we suffered a C-fit here. No, Pitt got taken out here. Pyrox, it looks like, turned in as Pitt was defensive against Iron Roma's missile here. So Pitt defeated Iron Roma's missile, but the missile warning probably switched over to the other missile, and he didn't realize it was a fresh one. Catches him just a little bit far away. Wasp here, we saw this. Gets taken out by Mustang 5-1. A 5 nautical mile shot up to 24,000 feet. That missile's going to maintain its speed really well. As you can see, it reaches the intercept, still traveling at Mach 2.3, which is very fast. Merlin here defends with everything they've got. Almost escapes the missile, but comes a cropper of the final kill, and then Knight just gets chased down by Mustang 5-1, who fires Namram at 6.3 nautical miles. That connects. Looks good. Now let's see how their return to base is going. I think after how dangerous the first round got, they were probably being much more fuel conscious now. So, Mustang 5-1, bit of an MVP for this match. Forming up with Lukovi. Iron Romar's coming along to join in with them. Aspar flying by themselves, but looking to find the formation. Still cruising. Pyrox here. Pyrox is afterbirding, actually. I thought Pyrox might have been out, but no. Pyrox is afterbirding. And I would say... Ooh. Scary door. I would say that the fact that they're taking time to do some formation flying means that they're probably not feeling too bad about fuel at the moment. Looks like the F-16s are coming to join in. If you were to compete in SATAC, which jet would you bring? Which is your best competitive DCS jet? We're not talking about which one you like the most. We're talking about the one that you could do the most with and be the most effective fighter. We're talking air-to-air, not a pound for air-to-ground here. Though you can bring a targeting pod if you want. How's Pyrox going by themselves over here? Still charging towards home. F-14. You reckon you could actually get the Phoenixes to work? We've seen very few F-14s this SATAC. Which is interesting because we used to get a couple, but they have entirely fallen out of favor. Did round 3 just start? No, it's ending. Toro has managed to take out all of the hostiles here. And is returning to base now. You say F-15? I reckon I'd probably take an F-15C as well. Or an F-16. The only DCS aircraft you've got an AA kills in is the Gazelle. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you should bring a Gazelle to SATAC. I think you wouldn't make it to the circle. Only lost a single airframe? Yes, sir. Okay, Pyrox is on the landing run. Your team questions me bringing a 747, but I keep reminding them that it's the style points to count. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Hello, Dr. Feelbads. Thank you for the Prime subscription at the start of stream. Yeah, I remember. Looks like it's a little bit high. But as we said, it's a long runway. Down we go. Looks like Pyrox is down and safe. Let's get that front wheel down, hey? Looking good to me. How's the formation going? Looks like they're in good order. Okay, let's adjust the scores. That Iranian F-14 pilot got his AIM-54 kills at around 10 miles. What did he shoot down? But yes, the US Navy, I guess, never did successfully employ the AIM-54. Which is why they got rid of it. Listen to her howl. Beautiful overhead brake. Alright, looks like Lukovi's the leader. If they're going to be the first one down. Unless Mustang is going to slot in. No, it looks like it's going to be Lukovi. It is an intercept missile. It is, yes. Lukovi, down and safe. Looking good. Mustang, the next one in the queue. Coming in. And the flaps on the F-18 are just so gigantic. No wonder it's such a breeze to land it on the carrier. Thing's got so much wing area. I bet that thing can generate lift in a firm breeze. Ooh, but there's the wake turbulence. No dramas. Mustang handles it beautifully. Iron Roma next to come. Yeah, these matches have been doing absolutely fantastic. No way of being able to tell who's going to take the next round. We'll run a poll for round number 4. What do you think? We might get a 5-round match. Imagine if the Stormo Virtual manages to take it. And Aspar's the last one down. And there's the wake turbulence. Handles it well. Gets down on the ground. Alrighty, everyone is down and safe. Let's get the server restarted. You know the drill, guys. stand up, get yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, get ready for the next round, alright? And we're going to be getting everything done behind the scenes here. Alright, we'll go over to round number 4. Alright guys, we'll be back soon. Alright gamers, welcome back. The teams have switched sides once again for round 4. And they're looking good. Now, the all-important question. Who do you think is going to take round number 4? We have TORO Squadron versus the 36STORMO Virtual and SIGA. So make sure you vote on your phones here, because I want to know who you're here to support. So, lined up at the moment, we have Falcon, joined by Wasp, Knight, Varmo, Pitt, and Merlin. Meanwhile, for Toro, we have Parker, Lukovi, Iron Roma, Aspar, Reyes Carpato, and Pyrox. Pyrox is beginning the taxi as we wait for the rest of Toro Squadron to get themselves ready. They've won the last round, so they're definitely in with a chance here. Yes, this is definitely just about the end. It's all or nothing for Toro and Stormo. You're here to support me? Well, even better. If you're here to support me, then, I don't know, just talk in chat about how cool I am or something. Talking airplane weeb and watchdog fights. Nice. I knew that you had the capacity to be a little bit gentle, diesel husky. Even if you're husky in a diesel. Okay. They're taking their positions. Looks like we have the F-16s, Iron Roma, Aspar, and Preox already in position. The F-18s, just about ready to move. They'll be making sure that their data links are all synchronized and that they're on the correct MIDS channels if they are... if they're using that. I don't think it would in full modern SATAC juice. I think it won't come with AMRAMs, it won't come with data link, and its radar will be much more cumbersome to use than even the Flaming Cliss 3 version of the MiG-29. So the question is probably not, but in SATAC Cold War, I'd say it's a perfect airframe. In fact, seeing full-fidelity MiG-29s and F-14Bs going against each other in SATAC Cold War would be quite exciting. You know, one aircraft that I think we didn't see enough of in SATAC Cold War was the Mirage F1, and it will be interesting if the Mirage F1M comes out, if we see it in SATAC Cold War. Though, the F1M might be a little bit too modern for SATAC Cold War. We'll see. Is getting a new livery like getting a haircut for a plane? It's kind of like, tanning, I guess, you know? It's like if you go somewhere tropical for a while, sometimes you get, you know, a little bit of golden brown skin going on. So it's less like a haircut and more like a tan. And then, of course, you can get a spray tan as well. Okay, looks like 36 is ready. And Toro is just making their way as the F-18s take their position. Let's see what the poll is looking like right now. Looks like Toro are the favourites at the moment, but could be anyone's game. I do think that in terms of overall cohesion, Toro has done really well. And I think it was completely the right idea to stay bunched up in the group that they did during the previous round. It'll be interesting if we see the members of the 36STORMO Virtual and SIGA101 will be interesting if they form more cohesively this time to try and compete against the big wing. F-16A. Would there, but are there any plans for an F-16A tech? Okay, we've got Carpazzo taking position. Okay. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Alright. And we're off to the races. I do like that Mustang says good luck and have fun to everyone. Because we are having fun. What a great experience, and how lucky we are to have these great pilots show off their skills for us. There we go. The first three of Toro Squadron take off. Rise, Capazzo to follow behind. They're all taking off in very quick order. And likewise, the members of the 36STORMO are doing the same. F-16A is just an F-16C with no data link and AMRAMs. That's true. We see Pitt take off along the runway, and then we'll see the last member of the 36th cruising for a bruising. Off they go. Merlin, the last one to take off. Okay, Toro Squadron quickly forming up into their formations that they took off in. Looking good and feeling good. Once it gets into rounds 4 and 5 as well, you have to start dealing with fatigue. Keeping your attention and your senses heightened for aerial battle is a relatively exhausting process. And after 3 rounds, I can tell you, you'll be starting to feel it a little bit. So this is a real test of discipline to see whether or not these pilots can keep their mental sharp over the course of several rounds. And Diesel, yes, there has been several, because SATAC uses wake turbulence. There have been 1 or 2 planes that have careened off the runway and exploded. And a couple of landing accidents too. Just got to make sure the TAC view is hunky-dory. It is. Perfect. Okay, so Toro Squadron is in close form. And just as we might have thought, looks like the 36 are responding in kind. They're forming up close with each other, and still doing the no afterburning tech, so they're keen to prolong the fight a little bit. But willing to give up a bit of position that they might lose if the other team comes in afterburning to get them. The afterburners are on and they're starting to peel up to altitude, going up to 21,000 feet and climbing rapidly. Looks like they're starting to put the pressure on. Merlin and Pitt in the back, also climbing up now in afterburn. So it looks like the strategy is more aggressive this time. A full stack of F-16s. Meanwhile, Pyrox, Aspar, and Roma are also afterburning. Both teams are charging at each other. The Bulls and the Bullfighters are heading in to buck heads. Looks like Toro were the favourites in the poll, but not by much, so I think it's still anyone's game. There was even a return flight that hit 3 friendly planes. There was one Chinese team that did a formation flight and then they did a flip and blew up 3 of their aircraft. Centerline fuel tanks are already coming off for the Stormo Virtual. Centerlines are gone. And these F-18s are here and they mean business. So, not intimidated, the 36, Stormo Virtuale, and SIGA101 are blasting their way straight down the middle of the map. And they've all climbed up to 32 and above. But Toro is willing to meet the challenge. They're all at 35,000 feet, and they are in close formation and afterburning as well. So this match has the potential to go quick. Oh yeah, absolutely, Skelly, but I think the point was being made that it's the best approximation that we've got. Which is not great, but, you know, it's better than nothing. Hey there, who's winning? Toro Squadron at the moment, but it's up to the 4th round now. And they are just ripping towards each other. 70 nautical miles now. Still not close enough for a lock, but they'll know that they're there. They are absolutely cruising up to 37,000 feet, traveling at 840 knots, which is fast. Toro Squadron at 568, so a huge speed advantage for the 36 at the moment. Look at those contrails. Just means death in the sky. Who's going to be the first to back away? In fact, it looks like Falcon is going up for the attack, proceeding up to 40,000 feet. Launches at the apex of the climb, 43,000 feet. Going absolutely light speed. The first missiles of the match go out to AIM-120s. The formation's starting to break up for the Stormo, with the first missiles out. And Toro Squadron responds in kind, with 120s coming out in response. Looks like the two that are currently in the air are heading towards Aspar and Pyrox. How fast are they going? 1,800 knots at 48,000 feet. They're not going to slow down quickly. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed your SATAC viewing experience. Please let me know if there's anything that I can change and improve. But be nice about it, because I will cry. These two missiles heading towards Pyrox and Aspar, they're still going real fast. 12,000 knots? 1,300 even? Okay, Pyrox and Aspar know that they're in a bit of trouble now. I don't think either of these will kill, but that takes Aspar and Pyrox out of the match for quite a while now, and they've ditched all of their altitude. Iron Roma defending against a 120 here. Still going relatively fast. It's catching up. Oh, it explodes, but it didn't kill him. Iron Roma managing to get away by the skin of their teeth. Have they got any damage? No, looks like they got away with that one, but only just. Ripped off. The members of the 36 deserve that kill, I think. They're coming out of the gates with hyper-aggression now. Wasp has Mustang 15 nautical miles to his left. Knight has Lukovi 10 nautical miles to his front. Lukovi is at 9.7. Lukovi is climbing up here, but has been climbing for too long. That AIM-120 is already halfway there. Lukovi might have extended a little bit too far here. This missile's going fast. Managing to get away from it, bringing it down into the thick air, gets away clean. Wasp has made the correct decision to turn back. The missile fired at him is no good now. No kills so far. We see Mustang and Falcon progressing towards each other. Falcon with the slight altitude advantage. There should at least be one free drink with the ticket. Alright, alright, alright. Look, I've got a beer in front of me. You can pass it around amongst yourselves and you can all have one sip, okay? Because I don't have any cups. But don't take more than a sip. I'll know if you do. Look at how close they're getting. Falcon within 8 nautical miles. All it would take is Iron Roma to turn left here and lock him up, but situational awareness. We're getting well within visual range as well. He can see that there is a plane there, but sometimes it can be difficult to interrogate some of the IFFs in the F-16, at least from my personal experience in dogfight modes. Whereas in the F-18, you do get the instant diamond or square for IFF. A very close-range shot here happening against Wasp, who's at 12,000 feet. Looks like they may be caught out here. This missile's probably going to have what it takes to get away unless it falls for it. Nope, Wasp is the first one down. Iron Roma times it correctly. Mustang now having to defend against this. Doesn't have much of a chance. Mustang gets traded. And look at Falcon, he's just right in the middle of it. And a air-to-air missile just shot down an air-to-air missile. Falcon just shot down... Oh my goodness. Falcon got shot down right in the middle of the enemy team. Meaning that it's a 4v5 now. We've lost another member of Toro. Very lucky that none of those missiles went for buddies. So Mustang went down, but Falcon went down as well. So we've lost Wasp and Falcon. We didn't see Falcon's death, though. Varmo fires a close-range missile within 5 nautical miles towards one of the F-16s from Toro Squadron. Trying to disrupt it with the terrain, but it's not working. Impact. Down goes another one for Toro. It's a 4v4. Varmo's pushing hard and chasing Iron Roma. Knight has just fired here either at Iron Roma or at Pyrox. It's towards Pyrox, and Pyrox is trying to help Iron Roma now. Needs to turn cold. Actually, this missile's going for Iron Roma, and Iron Roma's at 10,000 feet. This missile's still traveling at 1,400 knots, so it's going fast. It's not falling for the notch. It's starting to turn. Takes down Iron Roma. Pyrox not managing to get in there to help. It's a 4v3 in favor of the 36th. Merlin turns in now towards Lukovi. 7 nautical mile shot. Looks like the same 120 is going down. Lukovi's going to have to defend against this one. Has the terrain to do it. Needs to get this into the notch quickly. Looks like this one's for the trees. Doesn't seem to have a good track. No, it does have a good track. Lukovi is fully cold against this missile, but it looks like he's going to beat it on speed. Only just. Pitt is chasing down Pyrox here. Has an advantage. Drops the fuel tanks. 1 AMRAAM left, 2 A9s. Ray's Capazzo starts turning in. Has the opportunity to cut off Pitt, but doesn't manage to pick up the lock. Pitt fires the AIM-120. Is it for Ray's or is it for his teammate? Looks like this one's for Ray's. Capazzo takes him down. It's a 2v1. Varmo and Pyrox about to merge. Pyrox beneath Varmo. They're merged directly, but I don't think either one of them sees the other. They are cleanly merged here at the moment. Looks like Varmo has picked him up visually. Lukovi out of position here to help Pyrox. He pulls him in his front view. Doesn't get him. He slips just beneath his nose. This GCI must be screaming, merge, 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 merge. Pyrox here. Now manages to turn around. Face off against Pitt. Fires 2 A9s against Pitt. The first one doesn't work. Pitt, they trade with each other, and both of them get hit with an AIM-9. It is now a done deal. 36 manages to take away the last remaining players, and it's going to round number 5. Unbelievable. Okay, so who have we got left? 36 RTD. Golly. Well, that'll wake you up like a strong coffee. Amazing. Let's get ourselves set up for the TAC view. Just give me a second. All right, so we're at a 2v2, presuming that they can make it back home to base. Let me just check the TAC view files. Okay, let's see how this all played out. Neither side should feel bad about their performance. No, in fact, both teams should be really proud of how they've performed. That was an amazing turnaround by the 36th. The 36, after getting smashed in the previous round, totally changed their strategy and just picked them apart and won the fights. Let's see. This first missile shot is interesting, and it was kind of key. So, with a massive speed advantage, we got 2 AMRAAMs launched at 52 nautical miles, and that managed to take Aspar and Pyrox out of the fight for a really long time. It did give the guys in the south just a little bit of extra time to work over these guys. Lukovi, relatively unsupported here. Very lucky to get away from some of these missiles. But just have a look at the dance, for lack of a better word, that's happening here with the 36th. Look at how well they're supporting each other. It feels like after the merge, Toro is just defensive the entire time. Like, the entirety of Toro is turning around for snapshots, or they're in full retreat. The sheer aggression of the 36th has managed to just punish them. Look at how deep Falcon gets in here. Falcon, from his cockpit, for a brief moment here, can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members of the hostile team, and he gets right in the middle of them. I mean, of course, he gets splashed as a result, but the fact that he even got into that position means that Toro Squadron wasn't so much... And here... Oh, look, I saw this happen. See this? Check this shit out. Open up your monitors here. Falcon launches a AIM-120 here, and it manages to lock onto and intercept the AIM-120 fired at him by Lukovi. So Lukovi, I don't even know if they were aiming for each other. I think Lukovi's AIM-120 locked onto Falcon's AIM-120, but that's crazy. You don't usually see that. Sometimes AIM-9Ms do this, but for 120s to do this in flight is crazy. Lukovi getting very lucky to not get shot down there, managing to shoot down the missile with his name on it. Unfortunate this AIM-120 didn't find anything, but all the same, good flying. The next one to go is Aspar. Just getting chased down by Varmo here. The 36 had much better situational awareness, it felt like, here. And just got really favourable trades here. Iron Roma getting done in by a really long-range shot from Knight. Really, really nicely done at 7 nautical miles. Pyrox tries to turn around and help, but has to go defensive instantly. Or else he's going to get shot down by Varmo, because they're just helping each other, you know? They're just all over it. Yeah, Rees Capazzo gets shot down from a tail shot. Pyrox gets done in. Amazingly manages to dodge this one. I don't know what this same 120 was doing. Oh, Seeker Head wouldn't have found him. Yeah, it was just no good. Came off the rails, dumb. Pyrox managing to get merged very close here. Now fully in the merge with Varmo, but turns around and decides to trade with Pitt, which is pretty much all he could hope to do there. Might have been able to get away with it if he still had some countermeasures left, but no luck. And at the same time, Lukovi gets dealt with by a 120, shot by Merlin. At just under 7 nautical miles. So, good shooting. Alright, let's see what's going on in DCS and how their journey back home is going. Only 3rd gens? Oh, I've wanted that too. I think there are 1 or 2 competitions based on that. Is he super cruising right now? Show off. How far have we got left to go home? Looks like Merlin, 37,000 feet and 30 nautical miles left to go. Super cruising along. I don't think he should have any trouble getting back home. Okay, Knight and Varmo. Looks like, yeah, Varmo's afterburning, so he's not in trouble for fuel. And it looks like Knight is just cruising along at mill power as well, so I don't think we have anyone to be stressed about in terms of fuel, but of course only they can see their gauges, so we'll see what happens. Oh, I haven't heard this song in donkey's years. Vietnam Cold War would be an interesting sight to see. Did they use F-100s in Vietnam, the Super Sabres? I forget. Because it'll be interesting once that comes out. We had one of the developers of the Grinelli team working on the Super Sabre talking about it. And what an interesting airframe it's going to be. See if you guys can handle the Sabre dance. No F-15, no, because we don't have the right model of F-15. I mean, if he gets away with it... This is a very Italian landing. F-100 was in Vietnam? Okay. That'll be an interesting airframe for SATAC Vietnam. Alright, Merlin makes it down, gets his wheelies on the ground, which is really good. I sure hope I'm using the right logo for the Stormo Virtual. There's a scoreboard. Bam. It's a 2-2. Looks like Knight's the next one coming in. Show off. Hey, look. When you're winning the 4th round of a 5-round match, and there's another match to go, I reckon you've earned a little bit of showing off. Why is it the team out of this airport wins? I don't know, Diesel Husky, but that's an interesting point, because I don't think there's an advantage for either side. The F-100 was the first Wild Weasel aircraft, modified F-100 F-2-seaters. What did they carry? Did they have Shrikes or, something else? Yes, that would be scary. Okay, we've got Varmo's landing left to go. Someone needs to bring out the pressure washer, I think. Okay, looks like Varmo is down and safe as well. So, you know what that means? It's time to restart for the last time today. Alright everyone, I don't need to tell you what to do. You know what to do. I'll be back soon, and I hope you will be soon, for round number 5 of this SATAC semi-final. Let's just set the mission to restart. Great. F105Gs, not sure if it had strikes, no strikes to begin with. Oh, I see. Imagine there being a SAM site, and they're like, hey, we figured out how to deal with it. Bomb it. Bomb it, like... And don't use the radar to bomb it. Just use, like, the gun sight and guess. Anyway, we'll be back, guys. Play some tunes. We'll see you soon. Alright, gamers, welcome back. How are you going? Hope you guys are doing well and that everything is going smoothly. Welcome to round number 5. Have I updated the round counter? No, I need to update the round counter. Give me a second. What's that song called? You heard it so often, but you don't know the name. That was, let me see. That was Square Hammer by Ghost. And the sides have switched again. Will Sochi Airport be the difference maker here? Okay, the 36 is taxiing in good order. Nicely done. Right. So the taxi's going smooth. How are we looking for Toro? For Toro, we have Rise Capato, Aspar, Iron Roma, Lukovian Mustang so far. The same set of planes that they've used so far. This one is for all the marbles. Whichever team wins this proceeds in SATAC and is not knocked out. Both teams are fighting for their lives. Okie doke. Looks like Pyrox is coming in now too. Don't forget to get your votes in on the poll to let me know who you're here to support. And who you think is going to win. There you go. Make sure you get your votes in, guys. So the 2 F-18s and the 4 F-16s of Toro Squadron are here and ready to go. Weapons on wings. 36th are lined up, but looks like they're just waiting for one more. But they're looking beautiful in their liveries, all lined up. And if anyone's wondering where I am during this match, I'm inside of this C-130. I'll show you. Yeah. This is me right here. I've got the sunnies on. I'm vibing. So in case anyone's wondering. It's the middle of summer, and it's time for SATAC. Get your sunglasses on, boys, because we're ready for the match. Okay. So the taxi has started for the Stormo, but they're missing someone. And Toro Squadron is making their way along the runway. Wait, he's saying, no, the winning side, this is Sochi Airport. Look, we got some SU-30s over here. But they're two-seaters, so... I don't know. What does the guy in the back even do? Tell me your secrets. What do the buttons do? I do love this model of the IL-76, though. Even if they do rob it of its tail cannon. I love that it has the greenhouse nose. You're not wrong, Tech. Okay, Iron Roma's getting into position. Okay, Toro Squadron is lined up. Just got to check whether or not 36 is waiting for one more person. But hopefully they've got something going on in the background. Ooh, a livery change as well. We are okay with 5. Okay. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Okay, so it looks like 36 Stormo Virtual is flying as a 5 ship, which is unfortunate, but that's what they want. So they seem confident in their abilities. They've switched over to the Snake liveries. So Falcon and Knight head down the runway here. And Mustang 5-1 and Lukovi are taking off down the runway. Accidentally turned off the sound for a second, my bad. That is a cool paint job. Shall we have a look at one? Let's see. Merlin. With the Snake livery taking off here. This is all or nothing for the 36 Stormo Virtuale and Toro Squadron. Whoever wins this match wins the semi-final and proceeds. Did you see some AIM 7s? Well, let's have a look. It will probably be on the F-18s as well. The fatigue is kicking in? Absolutely. Let's see. Let's see the F-18s. Yep, a couple of Sparrows on the fuselage being used by the F-18s here. And look at them, they're climbing right up now. Starting to climb up to altitude, between 23 and 15,000 feet up in the sky today. Meanwhile, we have a battle line coming from the 36. They're not getting as high as enthusiastically as they did in the previous round, even though it worked for them. I just have to do some checking of something behind the scenes, so excuse me if I'm quiet for just a moment. We'll have a look at this gorgeous formation that's forming in TORO Squadron. Be back in one sec. Okay, there we go. No one's in the circle just yet, but TORO is just about to enter. With the 36 not far behind, Falcon leading the way. And it looks like TORO Squadron are the favourites here. Understandable, considering as they have a number advantage now. But no matter who wins this match, I think we can all agree that all of the pilots on both teams have demonstrated themselves very well. And shining examples of their countries and teams. Oh boy. This is exhausting for me. It's rare that you have SATAC matches that go for this long. Okay, so the 36 have managed to make it into the circle and contest the zone, though they must know at this stage that TORO Squadron is pushing hard. It looks like they want to take the aggression for this one after losing it in... rather, take the active role in this one after losing it in the first round. Not a bad strategy, I think. This is anyone's match so far. We can see all of the contrails across all of the altitudes. As they start separating out, they're currently 81 nautical miles away from each other. They seem comfortable at about 32 to 35,000 feet for both teams, and now they're just afterburning for speed. We'll see Falcon drop his centerline tank, I was about to say, right now. It's my pleasure, Tech. Thank you for the opportunity. Sorry I can't do more of them. The F-18s are progressing along. They've taken off all their external fuel tanks now, so Lukovi is going as fast as he possibly can now. Climbing up to 33,000 feet. Lukovi is traveling at 677 knots, currently Mach 1.17. Falcon is traveling at Mach 1.33 though, so it has the speed advantage here. So Falcon traveling at 785 knots and increasing. Meanwhile, Lukovi is at 680 knots. I reckon we'll see some early shots here. In fact, Falcon is curving up for what might be a shot right about now. Out there somewhere is Toro, desperately searching that radar, trying to find them some contacts. Looks like the first missile is in the air, though. The first one to be fired comes off from Lukovi, who breaks off. Falcon, I think, aware that there's something happening now. Two AIM-120s in the sky. The first one is at 62,000 feet, traveling at 1,400 knots, beginning the apex of its flight. And a third AIM-120 comes out, but no shots fired in response just so far. Falcon seems confident to not need to ditch altitude here. Looks like the AIM-120s, looks like one might be for Falcon, looks like one might be for Merlin, and a second one either for Falcon or the rest of the Northern group. A fourth AIM-120 in the sky now. 4 AIM-120 launches, an entire plane's worth, fired very start at the match, which ironically means that both teams now have the same number of AIM-120s, now that the 36th has not used any of theirs. This AIM-120 that's heading towards Falcon looks like it's going up 1,000 knots and slowing down. I don't think it's going to be able to catch him. He should be able to get away from this, unless he turns into it. But no, they're maintaining their altitude. What about Merlin? Merlin's got a missile coming straight down on him. I don't see him just yet. Oh, I see him now. Okay, he's defending against this one. He just needs to level out now, and he's lost it. There we go. Gets away from that one clean. And amazingly, the 36th have managed to maintain their altitude and evade all of these missiles. So they're now operating with a huge altitude advantage. Lukovi is 15 nautical miles away, definitely shootable from these 30,000 foot planes. Just got to be careful that Lukovi doesn't get close enough, probably around about 9 to 7 nautical miles to launch a missile. Look like Lukovi has launched the first one in the match. Pitt, firing towards the southern group, managed to keep Ray's, Mustang and Aspar busy. Merlin looks like they're going off to help out the southern group. This missile heading up towards Varmo. Varmo's going to have to evade this one quite firmly, but it's traveling at 1,200 knots. Okay, it's going to be close. Varmo's going to be going very fast, though. Okay, he manages to lose it. It loses him and goes straight for the ground. The AIM-120 fired in response. Let's see how that's going. Okay, it's leveled out and it's at 900 knots, so no effects just yet. Lots of missiles fired for the Toro squadron so far. Lukovic still contending with this missile, even though it's really slow. Looks like it's only just lost him. Falcon's coming back in now. An off-bore sight 120 launch from Lukovi. Falcon's going to have to defend against this as soon as he fires his. The missile's traveling at 1,200 knots. It's pulling everything it can to try and get away from him. And it's going to go for the terrain. Great defenses. Lukovi now with an AIM-120 to contend with of their own. Hit. Looks like this one's done the AMRAAM shaker for some reason. Oh, yeah, it's following Lukovi up into the sky. Lukovi manages to lose it just by the skin of his teeth. What about this 120? No speed. Not achieving anything just so far. Night comes in, 12,000 feet. dead forward shot towards Lukovi, it looks like, at about 8 nautical miles. In fact, it might be going for Pyrox, and Pyrox doesn't seem to be going too fast. He's at 600 knots, so not bad. This missile traveling at 1,300 knots, so Pyrox is just going to have to drive away now. The AIM-120 coming for Knight. It's got a bit of speed, but it's going to hit the trees, I'm willing to bet. Amazing fighting happening in the north. Pitt and Merlin managing to keep 3 pilots busy in the south, making sure that the local fight in the northern group is even Stevens for the time being. Aspar and Rise Capazzo are at low altitude. Mustang is still at 25, though. It really is anyone's match. Like, it genuinely really is. I feel like Toro has fired too many missiles. Let's do a missile check. Pyrox, 3 AMRAAMs. Lukovi has used all of his AMRAAMs as down to Sidewinders, basically out of the match. Iron Roma, 2 AMRAAMs. Raised Capazzo, 3 AMRAAMs. Aspar, 3 AMRAAMs. Mustang, 2 AMRAAMs, 2 Sparrows. Meanwhile, Merlin, fully loaded. Pitt, 3. Varmo, 3. Falcon, 3. Knight, 3. So they have a lot of missiles on their side, the 36. And Toro has already lost the effectiveness of Lukovi. Lukovi is down to AIM-9Ms, which is going to be a real stinger. Pun not intended. Oh yes, thank you for the information, Technitinium. I should have explained that. But yes, the F-18s tend to prefer to bring the Sparrows on the belly because the F-18 only gets double rack launches for the AIM-120s, so the belly gets kind of, you know, you're not going to bring 2 on the belly, 2 on the wing, on one wing, so they bring the Sparrows as well. And they can come in clutch a little bit. Okay, we've got Pitt facing down against several of the Hornets here at relatively low altitude. He can see the contrails, so it's a good launch. I bet he hopes that one was going towards Mustang as opposed to Iron Roma. Iron Roma is the less appealing target here. Mustang's going to push now. But Pyrox gets splashed by 120. It's a 5v5 now. As Pyrox is the first one to go down for Toro Squadron. Taken out by Varmo from the SIGA101. Mustang here pushing really hard, but he's getting squeezed on the side by Falcon and Varmo. Excellent support for Pitt here. Communication must just be going wild. Knight's got a missile to contend with here, but it doesn't look like it's seeking, so he's okay for now. But Knight has to be careful because he's getting pinched. At the same time, Falcon needs to push through this advantage against Mustang. Pitt needs to get back into the fight. He's clear now. Varmo managed to get a low-altitude shot towards Lukovi, the F-18 that's down to Sidewinders. This one goes for the terrain. So they don't want to spend too many resources taking out an aircraft that only has Sidewinders left. Knight manages to get away from the squeeze in the middle. Still a 5v5. Aspar is within 11 nautical miles of Knight, and Varmo is 6 nautical miles away from Aspar, but does he see him? Yes, I think he does. Pushing down with 1 AMRAAM left, looking to get into range of Aspar, who's starting to evade here. Ladies and gentlemen, not my best camera angle. Merlin pushes forward. A 120 fired high off bore sight. Looks like it might have been from Mustang. That missile having to pull a huge amount of lead. Oh, it's going right down towards Merlin. Merlin might be in trouble here, actually. Caught out at 10,000 feet. Merlin might be the first casualty for the Stormo Virtual. But it does look like he's managed to spoof it into the ground. And he's getting away with it. Nice defense. Pitt now pushing towards Iron Roma. 6 nautical miles. The missile comes off the rails. Iron Roma here has to be aware. And careful. Has some terrain to play with, though, but not a lot. Ooh, he's on the wrong side of the mountain as well. This missile's catching up. Impact. It's Ooh, and here comes another one towards Astar. Manages to evade it just by nothing. It's a 5v4 in favor of the 36STORMO Virtual. Varno pushing towards Mustang and Lukovi. Lukovi just down to Sidewinders. Iron Roma getting shot down by Pitt. This is starting to look like they could switch it around. Mustang 5-1 is down to Sparrows as well. No more AMRAMs. Falcon fires a 4 nautical mile AMRAM down towards Rees Capazzo. Rees Capazzo going to have to spoof this one into the trees if they stand a chance. Doesn't manage it. Takes it straight down the throat. It's a 3v5. The 36STORMO Virtual, with one man down, is positively dominating the airspace at the moment. Falcon is right in the middle of all of them. Lukovi is only 3 nautical miles away, and Mustang 5-1 is straight ahead of him. He fires an AIM-9 at the plane that's dead ahead, and this one is heading for Mustang 5-1. It's a bit of a long-range shot for an AIM-9. And as says, runs out of speed just at the last moment, but one more 120 heading towards Mustang. Something incredible is going to have to happen. Mustang gets taken out. It's a 4v2. Aspar now. 2 A9Ms and an AMRAM. Looking down the barrel at Pitt, who's straight ahead of him. Has him in his sights. Should be an easy kill. AMRAM comes off the rails. The F-16 starts turning as hard as it can to get away. No effect just yet, but he's right on him. AIM-9 comes off the rails now. And the left wing comes off. Aspar manages to take one down. It's a 3v2. Falcon pushing towards Lukovi. Has Lukovi got any AIM-9Ms left? Lukovi's got both AIM-9Ms left. What has Falcon got? Falcon is down to 1 AIM-9M. Knight. 1 AMRAM, 1 AIM-9M. Merlin. 2 AMRAMs. So they've got good missiles. Something incredible is going to have to happen here. Aspar's here. What's Aspar got? Aspar's got a Sidewinder. After taking down Pitt. And he's straight down the barrel with Merlin and Falcon. Can see both of them visually now. Which one will he use the AIM-9M on? Fires the AIM-9M off the rails. One gets one in return. It's a trade. Okay, the two of them trade. Lukovi fires an AIM-9 at Knight. It's going straight for him. Knight gets taken out. There's an AIM-120 going towards Lukovi. Lukovi gets splashed. The 36STORMO Virtual manages to take it with one pilot left. Merlin in the F-16. And, of course, 36 Falcon still alive. And Knight as well. So, Merlin. 36 RTB. Unbelievably, the 36STORMO Virtual with a man down has successfully managed to take control of the round. But the question is, does Merlin have the fuel to make it home? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now we're going to have to see whether or not Merlin can make it back home. Unbelievable. Let's see the match. The instant replay. Excellent maneuvering here. Not giving up the altitude advantage, even though that these two AMRAMs came in right at speed. Well, callsign Wombat, he had only AIM-9Ms left, so he had to do what he could with what he had. Just an insane, insane level of pilotship given off there. Oh my goodness, how heartbreaking for Toro as well. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable flying. I did not see that coming. I thought it was a done deal. Okay, let's see what happened to each of the pilots. Who is the first one? Okay, the first one to go down here was Pyrox at close range. Jumped up to fire an aim 9 at Falcon here, but gets caught out by Varmo, so good cover. And then, looks like, was it Aspar or Roma? I think it was the next one we lost. What happened to Iron Roma here? Oh, I see. So Iron Roma gets done in by a AIM 120 fired from Pitt at 6 nautical miles. Impact. Aspar doesn't manage to get the trade against Pitt. Gets stuck into the combat here. Gets a great short-range kill against Varmo here. So manages to take down Varmo, but then eventually gets chased down by the remainder. Manages to take out Pitt as well. Aspar doing the cleanup for TORO squadron here. Eventually getting dealt with by a close-range AIM 9 from Falcon, with the two of them trading with each other, so Aspar managing to get 3 kills in that match. Mustang 5-1 getting dealt with by an AIM 9 from Falcon at short range, so very well done to Falcon to manage to splash Mustang here, and then have the foresight to turn around and manage to deal with Aspar as well. And then Lukovi manages to take out Knight with a close-range A9, but just doesn't manage to get away from the 120, which gets him right in the guts. And that leaves Merlin, the last person standing. Imagine the pressure. Merlin has 77 nautical miles to go. Does he have the fuel to do it? I reckon he does. Oh boy, I'm stressed out. Someone take care of me. Can someone brush my hair? Someone pat my head and tell me it's going to be okay. It's the most stressful SATAC match I think I've ever seen. Oh boy, my stomach's in knots. Well, I did not see that one coming. I have almost nothing to say about it, you know. I just can't believe it. And Merlin's even afterburning, so he must feel confident in the amount of fuel that he's got left. Unless he's afterburning to gain altitude because he's about to run out. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I've never been in this situation before. Tech, what happens if it's a draw? Oxido D Pyroxido. How you going? Were you flying in the match? Were you Pyrox? I just want to hold off from interviewing the teams until this plane makes it back. Round 6. Oh. Please land this plane, Merlin, please. I'm so hungry. One must win, that's true. You have some KFC you just warmed up? Can I have some KFC? Can I have a chicky leg, please? Chicky sticky? Alright, Merlin's at 47,000 feet and has 34 nautical miles to go. And is still at max RPM too, so looks like they're doing well. The runway's in sight. We can see home plate. He just has to plant it down on the runway. Should be beginning his descent shortly. An absolutely legendary SATAC match. That one will go down. Don't you worry, Tech. Grim Scampi. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I would go for some Scampi right now. Get some shallots. Get some, yeah, perfect. Okay. Merlin's making their way downtown. There's nothing to say except please, please, please. And once Merlin's down and safe, we'll see if anyone wants to have a quick chat with me. Oh man, if it were me, my hands would be shaking on the joystick, you know. He's going down. All comes down to one F-16 with nothing on it. I would be slowing down the old-fashioned way, but you know, you do you, you do you. I guess Merlin must be confident. He's on short final. Looks like he's a bit fast, 210 knots. That's a bit quick, but that's fine. He's got plenty of runway to work with. 190 knots, he's getting onto speed now. 180. 170 knots, okay, he's down to speed now. His line looks fine. Needs to give it a little bit more gas, he's just starting to stall out. But he's fine. Oh, you just couldn't ask for better. Smooth as butter. Gorgeous aero braking. There's nothing stopping him now. Front wheel touches down. Let's see him get down to like 60 knots and we'll call him safe. Oh boy. Yep, he's down and safe. Alright, let's change the stats. And if anyone is from either of the teams, please go ahead and join the Discord. I'll just give everyone a ping. So we'll see if anyone wants to talk with me, but they may not want to because that was a very long match. That F-16 looks so happy with that performance. Look at that grin. Yeah, he's like... Great, isn't it? Well, man of the match, Merlin, managing to make it through. Varmo, thank you for the Prime subscription. Your butt is sweating watching this. Forza 36, I know they did it. They did it unbelievably with the man down in the last round. Merlin manages to secure the victory. Absolutely gorgeous flying and absolutely wonderful work for both teams. We'll see if anyone wants to come and have a chat with me, but they may just want to relax and get themselves something to eat, because that was a hell of a match. Nearly 4 hours of DCS going absolutely haywire with the eventual victory. What more could you possibly want? What more could you possibly want? That's just DCS at its best. You know, there's nothing to compare it to. Absolutely spectacular. Whoops. What did I do there? Oh, I've lost him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He got away from me. So, in a blockbuster 6v6 match, the 36STORMO Virtual actually manages to cinch the win in the 5th round. Unbelievable. Well done to Merlin and the rest of the team. It might be the case that no one's looking to talk just because they've got other things that they need to be doing. So, alright, we'll call it there. No worries, guys. It doesn't look like we'll be having any interviews today just because the match went for such a long time. So, we will draw a line under it there. Thank you very much to the 36STORMO. Oh, there we go. We've got someone in here. Hello. To whom am I speaking?
Sorry for my English. I'm a little Italian, so it's very my accent.
Don't worry about it at all. Congratulations on your victory. How are you guys feeling after that match? You must be exhausted.
A lot, and we have some people that got to go away from home. So the last round was in 5 people. It was very, very hard.
Absolutely.
So, but we keep the hope, so we could keep this result. It's very, very satisfying, and after 4 hours, it's very, very, very
difficult. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have Pitt, Varmo, and Merlin here as well, along with you, Falcon. Who was GCIing for you today? Was it you, Falcon, or?
No, Merlin for the first 3 rounds. Then we needed him to play because because Duriel got to work. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So the last 3 rounds we did without the GCI, and the last one without one pilot.
Oh my goodness! Unbelievable.
Yeah.
There was a big.
It was very, very hard. My complaints to Toro because they were very hard to splash down, very, very good to evade. Also, all the aim 120 under the 5-6 miles was
I just
incredible.
Can't believe how close that you guys got and how many missiles were fired in the air. There was definitely a big shift in tactics that happened in the 4th round. Was that because you didn't have the GCI that you wanted to push high and hard and fast?
Yeah. That was because we had also Wasp, that is the pilot that missed in the last round. So we had to to close the round fast, and for him to launch his missiles very fast. So we decided to surprise the enemy with a different tactic, very very aggressive.
Yep.
And it worked.
It worked really well, actually. It put you guys right in
Yeah.
control of the situation, and it just looked like it worked fantastically.
Yeah.
Did you know a lot about Toro Squadron? Have you flown with them before?
I remember maybe sometimes, but actually I don't remember exactly how much time ago. But not recently.
Absolutely. Oh, well, it was just tremendous flying. In the rounds where you were struggling with the GCI, how was the best way to keep situational awareness? Was it just the data link between each of the F-16s, or what were the communications like? Was it just a lot of yelling back and forth, or was there a solid plan that you guys had a good control over?
Both of them. A lot of communications, and the data links help a lot, obviously. Also, the using of data link, so use the correct maneuvers or correct tactics to give situational awareness to the fighter on the front line.
Absolutely. And a lot of the fighting ended up being very close range. Did you guys feel comfortable with a close range fight? Did you prefer it to get close, or would you have rather that you could have stayed a bit further away and at higher altitude?
Actually, I don't know. We are trained to both situations, so it's not a problem.
Absolutely.
We can manage both.
So we have members of the 36STORMO Virtual and SIGA101. Is SIGA101 a Italian team as well?
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful. So it was a fully Italian team.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's easier with communications.
grazie ragazzi.
Grazie.
Well, thank you very much for an excellent match. I know that all of the people in the audience were just amazed with how well you guys flew, and that last round was absolutely incredible. So congratulations on the victory. You guys deserve it so much. And Toro Squadron, of course, I know you'll say this, flew excellently as well, and it was just a brilliant match all round for everyone involved. So, if you would like to make any shout-outs, or if there's anything you'd like to say after this match to Toro or to the audience, please go ahead. And thank you so much for the wonderful flying.
Thanks for you guys streaming and commenting. I say thank you because you give a step of importance to these events. And I want to thank Warok. It's a member of 36STORMO that made our wonderful liveries. Also, he made a special livery that we used for the first 4 rounds, that just for the playoff match.
Absolutely.
And compliments to Toro, and we hope to fight them again.
All right. Well, thank you very much for everyone on your team. Congratulations on the victory. And thank you very much to Toro as well for blessing us with a wonderful fight. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever's left of it. And take good care. Thank you for flying with us today.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.
Thank you so much.
Oh, what great sports. And what a great event. Thank you very much, everyone. We're going to draw a line under it here. This is as far as we go today. That's the end of the match, but there'll be plenty more to come. Don't forget that if you like my content, you can hit the follow button down below. I'll be live tomorrow doing my usual streaming, which is usually DCS content and all kinds of stuff like that. We'll see what we get up to. And you can see the links in chat for SATAC. Make sure that you join their Discord to be kept in the loop for everything that's going on. Other than that, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much, and I'll make sure that the VOD's available as soon as it can be. See you later, guys. Take it easy.